Hello, I regularly take inventory of what's working to keep me in alignment, feeling vibrant and balanced. These are some simple rituals that have been working, specifically focused on energy reclamation and returning back to wholeness, which comes with added challenges while living in a big city, but it always helps me to refine my resources even more, and I'm grateful for that. The days have been getting shorter and shorter, and so right when I wake up, I invite as much light as I possibly can into my apartment and into my heart. I feel like I need to have an intimate moment with the elements every single day, and doing it right in the morning is also really good for your circadian rhythms, which is great for hormone balancing. We have the ability to be the physical embodiment of peace and equanimity, and as I hold my hands in prayer at my heart or my arms overhead, I feel myself priming my nervous system for what I want to bring into my day rather than being hunched over. I'm open, receiving, and still. And on my mat lately, I've been focusing on mobility, joint health, and flexibility because all of those things need a little bit of extra oiling in the winter, I feel like. And in general, I've just been allowing myself to be guided by forms of movement that feels so good because connecting to my body is so life-giving, but not when I'm forcing myself or making myself feel bad when I don't do it. And then the last of the housekeeping rituals that I do is just meticulously cleaning and organizing my belongings. Being someone who's traveling full time, it's so important for me to feel grounded, to unpack everything. Even if I'm just staying somewhere for a week or literally just a night, I will organize all my stuff and bring intention into everything that I own and everything that I'm traveling with me. That's just been a personal thing that helps me to feel at home anywhere that I am, and is also a healthy form of procrastination for me. If I'm not ready to face something that I really need to do, I'll just clean for 30 minutes and then I feel this little dopamine rush, and that helps to propel me forward a little bit. This video is being filmed over the course of 2 days, and this is the day before the main part of this video is being filmed, and I have felt so anxious all day long. It's such a persistent weight on my chest. I really feel it in my heart, and I think it's just being back in a city in general that spikes my anxiety. Overall, I just feel like there's so many different energies, and I also just have an endless to-do list that I never clock out of. I haven't been ending stress cycles as well as I normally do when I do have access to nature, because I'll just go for a walk in nature and then the stress cycle's over. But I need to consciously do that in cities and just be like, I'm clocking out. I don't have to think about this. I don't have to worry about this. I don't have to keep taking in information. There's my boundary. And so I'm going on a walk right now. I'm gonna go get groceries. Ending stress cycles is incredibly important, and it's basically letting your nervous system know that it can unclench and you can welcome a new experience. I have come to learn that there will always be some extremely pressing thing on your to-do list, but once you get that done, it'll just be replaced by something else, and it is literally endless. And if you don't take a moment to live now, to prioritize peace now, it's just not going to happen. So I just try to take it a lot less seriously and remind my body and my nervous system that I am completely capable of getting things done with ease and joy and presence, that I don't have to be constantly worried about the next thing in order to get it done. And I think it's just by design. We are such simple creatures. In all honesty, we need really simple things. We're like plants. We just need good water, sunlight, and solid roots in the ground. And then we're good. The most basic things are the most helpful, and being in such fierce allyship with myself looks like being a good lover to myself, being a good friend, a good mother, and this is what all these different archetypes would do to take care of me. And all these seemingly basic forms of self-care I would normally do for a partner, for a friend, to look good for other people, you know, even just putting a cute outfit on. I would never do that for myself. I would always be a gremlin with myself, cook myself the shittiest meals. But doing all that for me hits so different. So having as many little moments of intimacy with myself as I can helps me to stay in the lane that I want to be in. And a single moment of pause for me is enough to completely change my state of being, which is why I prioritize so many little pockets of peace like this. I've been making myself a warm superfood beverage every single day, taking inventory of my internal state, welcoming and witnessing it all with complete neutrality. All right, let's talk about sexual reclamation. I have been healing sexual woundedness and shame for what feels like most of my life, and some seasons I feel really close to myself and my sensuality, super open and empowered, and then other seasons maybe something will trigger me or there's just a lull and I feel really out of touch with my body. So I do a lot of work with my yoni and use my orgasm with the intention of healing, returning all of my purity back to myself, releasing any past lovers, and also creating a dream reality. In my dream reality, I am completely connected to my sensuality as something that nourishes me, feeds me, expands, and awakens me. And I am completely discerning about how I use that energy. And something that I really like to do is yoni mapping and pelvic floor strengthening practices to help reawaken the muscles within my yoni. So a lot of times when we experience trauma, our pleasure can become numb or sort of go to sleep. And I have felt within my own practice this reawakening of pleasure, of sensitivity. And one of the ways that I really like to do that is pelvic floor practices. Now you can do this just using your inhale and exhale. So exhaling and squeezing your yoni and inhale and releasing the yoni, or you can use a pelvic floor exercise device like this one. This video is sponsored by Intimina, and I'm so excited because I just love pelvic floor strengthening, and this is the Kegel Smart 2. It's a simple device that registers your pelvic floor strength and automatically creates a little exercise routine for you that just takes 5 minutes a day. And there are so many benefits to strengthening your pelvic floor beyond just increasing your orgasmic pleasure or potential, and that includes healing after childbirth, preventing prolapse, helping bladder control, and stress-related incontinence. It's so good for digestion as a whole to have a strong pelvic floor. It's 100% body safe with medical grade silicone and rechargeable, so you don't have to get batteries. It proves efficacy in 12 weeks according to a clinical study that was done. It is just so small and compact. I really like traveling with this. How this works is it will vibrate, and while it's vibrating, you're squeezing, and when it's not vibrating, you're releasing. This has definitely helped me to increase my pelvic floor strength, my sensitivity, and has helped me learn how to completely let go, which is where my pleasure comes from. And any form of self-pleasure or intimate interaction with one's yoni is so healing and a great way to reclaim your energy, reclaim your power by giving all of that goodness back to yourself and knowing that you can bring yourself to the depths of deep pleasure. And it can be used in conjunction with a pelvic floor specialist because everyone's body is different, so you could also use that resource. But if you would like to check out Intimina, please do. They will be the first link in my description box below, and you can check out all of the discounts they're offering on all their products for Black Friday. And this could be an incredible tool for you to have in your self-pleasure practice. I will never not sound melodramatic when I'm talking about the impact that my friends and my community have had on my little heart. The people that I get to love really re-inspire my faith in the world, in humanity, in God, and myself. I feel this immense sense of fullness and clarity when I'm surrounded by my people, and it has taken years to find my friends, and I think it's because it's taken years to discover who I am and what's really important to me. And if you're looking for a really good community, I recommend writing down all the activities that you want to do with friends, all the things that you want to feel heightened with when you're around them, and embodying and going after those things on your own. That's the way I met most of my friends, is just going into the spaces that I wanted to share with potential homies. But I recently got to visit some of my closest friends, and I feel like I always remember who I am when I'm around them. And it's one of the purest, most lifelong loves that I will get to have. And it brings me back to a space of complete wholeness within myself. Let's talk about actual energy reclamation and cord cutting. Our spoken word is so powerful. It's pretty much spell casting everything that we write, listen to, speak out loud. So I have just on my notes app something that I like to speak out loud, and I really like to enter a clear space energetically, a space of meditation, and I'm just going to read this to you, and you can also use it as well if you want to write it in your journal. I call upon all of my angels, ancestors, guides, and any benevolent beings here to assist my path, to aid me in removing any karmic cords or contracts that are no longer serving the highest good. I open myself to completion and renewal. Please remove the root of all karmic cords and clear any negative energy seeking to do harm or not for my highest good across all time and space, on all dimensions and on all timelines. I lovingly release all previous partners, ancestral ties, and karmic contracts that have come to completion. Those still in progress are cleared of any distortion and upgraded to the safety of unconditional love and truth. I lovingly sever any cords that have kept any part of my spirit weighed down. May they return to where they came from. I command myself free from any past obligations, commitments, and entanglements that don't serve the highest good in this now. May all emotions of resentment or suffering be transmuted and healed to a vibration of gratitude. Transmute this energy back into its original perfection and seal me in a divine force field of peace and love. In reverence and humility, I give thanks for this incarnation, for all lives and forms I have lived and have yet to live. Gratitude for every teacher in disguise. I now claim full responsibility for my energy, both what I consume and what I emit. I now gather every lesson from this karmic cord and integrate it into harmony and grace as I release this past connection. In humble gratitude and loving service of all beings everywhere, I declare myself sovereign and whole. May I continue to do the good work I came here to do. I call upon a golden orb of protection to shield me from any future karmic cords or unwanted psychic attacks. I remain connected to my source of unconditional love. I move with grace and knowing through the world, knowing I can reclaim my energy at any time, knowing how to fully empower myself in each now moment. I bow down. Thank you for being here with me in service and in ceremony. May all that I do be a reflection of the light I wish to see in the world. Something like this, I literally feel kind of high right now, and I feel my cells buzzing with energy. It really brings me back to what I'm creating and gets me out of any thought spirals that may be a little bit heavier or maybe caught up in an illusion of like, oh, I'm forever going to be tied to this person. They're forever going to be haunting me, making me feel depressed, making me feel unworthy. It's like, no. We actually decided that's not going to be the case, and we have this whole other timeline that we're etching out through these prayers, through these intentions, and that's what praying feels like to me, is opening up new timelines. But to close this little section, I love chanting so much. You guys know this if you've watched my videos for a while. It makes me feel so empowered in my voice, which has been a really big way for me to protect myself physically and energetically. I wanted to share an English chant today. May everyone everywhere be happy and free. And this is also a great way to clear any karmic cords, because a lot of times, you know, people might have nets casted out at us, but also when we have ill will and grievances towards other people, that's a karmic cord that we're creating, which can be really heavy. So when I really, you know, send love to people that I may have had a grievance for, when I forgive them, when I give thanks to them, it just completely clears me as well. Straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back, sit in a comfortable seat with your heart open, palms facing up or down. And begin connecting to your breath with the intention of extending your inhale and exhale. Witnessing how it feels to bring your awareness to your breath. Remember to use the full length of your exhale as we begin this chant so that the inhale almost comes naturally. Let everyone, everywhere, feel happy and free. 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 That's a little chanting practice, and I will try and upload a whole chanting video to my yoga channel that I have yet to make, so that we can really drop in, but I wanted this video to be a little bit more concise. I had a friend here for most of the day and it was so nourishing. We shared our queer love stories and ate macro bowls and chanted a little bit together, and I just love being surrounded by queer community here in New York. It feels so good and affirming to who I am. And I had a meeting after about this incredible meditation trip that I'm going on, and now I'm about to go to a Deepak Chopra talk, a satsang, like just a community conversation around mindfulness. And this is a great place to meet like-minded people. Every now and then like to drop into community spaces like this. It's so empowering, and that's where I source the most of my confidence, the most of my beauty and wholeness is from remembering my part in this whole and the timelessness of my being beyond all of the layers. And it's the most empowering place because it's like the most honest and real resting point for me is just witnessing awareness. But I'm rambling now. I'm gonna head out and try to bring you guys with me. Is cat short for anything? Om Shri Paramatmani Namaha.
So qualia is experience, and then what fluctuates is the measurement of experience, which we call quanta. So quanta and qualia.
One of the biggest things I've been missing while traveling full-time is my art practice, my sewing machine, typewriter, and access to a ceramic studio. I feel like it's just the most empowering thing to walk into a classroom or a new project without any expectations other than to express yourself and be present with yourself. It feels like art therapy, and it's something that we can all facilitate whenever we need it. I've been traveling with a mini watercolor set and my journal, and I also got some air drying clay last week, which has been really fun to hand build with. And I just adore the process of creation and the way that you're just continually invited to surrender your expectations and let the art also mold you, let your thoughts slow down a little bit, and just become fully the vessel for expression. Because it feels like your thinking mind doesn't really have a place in art practice. It's just there to transmute the message. I highly recommend just going down any avenues of curiosity or just being a student and learning about some random new world that you're interested in. I'm working on my manifestation journal. I love doing this while listening to high vibrational frequencies or listening to beautiful chorus. I'll have their Spotify and my manifestation board linked down below. It just, really creates this sensual environment, and These are some things on my manifestation board, and as I'm scrolling through Pinterest, I really feel like I'm just almost shopping for moments in my life. And I know that might sound kind of weird, but it's genuinely me putting myself in this outfit, in this timeline, and trying it on, seeing how it feels, and reminding myself or learning about myself what actually is my desire in this life, what will bring me contentment and peace. And I'm just looking back at my pins and realizing that it's all just moments in nature, and I can breathe into these. I can feel the sun on my skin, breathe in the humid fog in the forest, and feel the grass on my feet, and steps me into that timeline of what I'm even working towards. And I love remembering how simple my dreams actually are, to have time and space in nature, not rushing, growing food, making art. That's all I want to do in my life, is make art and raise kids and have good food and create a little healing center for people. And when I think of that, it just is my ultimate motivator. It pushes me into where I want to go, and also into the remembrance that all of these little moments, these pockets of peace I can have with myself in every single day. I can make a moment that feels like this, because I truly believe that we attract what we are and where we are resting energetically. And it does take reminders sometimes to call upon the highest vision, or really remember who you are as this divine, whole, worthy, sensual, inherently meditative human being beneath all the layers and attachments. Just taking even 10 minutes to do that. And I know that's pretty much what this whole video is. Reclaiming your power is just remembering who the fuck you actually are on a soul level, and all of your potential and worthiness. But literally, all of that rests in the present moment, in you being here and now with yourself, unobstructed from your illusions and your attachments. And there are just a million ways to get to that place. And I hope that you try out one of these doorways that works for me, and feel some of your energy returning back to you, feeling your wholeness, fullness, and some stable love sourced from within. Thank you so much for being here and joining me, and I hope to see you soon.